Tonight, we're diving into a crisis that's quietly hitting every American family, right in the grocery aisle. It's a story that's unfolding in real time, and it's affecting what you put on your table every single day. Your grocery bill is climbing, and it's not just inflation. The numbers at the bottom of your receipt are rising faster than most paychecks, and families everywhere are feeling the squeeze. The price of basic staples, rice, oil, beef, has suddenly doubled. These aren't luxury items, but the building blocks of everyday meals, and now they're becoming harder to afford for millions. Why? Because decisions made in distant countries are now emptying your wallet at home. The world is more connected than ever, and what happens overseas can hit your local store in a matter of days. Several key nations have slammed the door on exporting critical food supplies, hoarding resources for their own people. These export bans are meant to protect their own citizens, but they're leaving the rest of the world scrambling. This protectionism has sent shockwaves through global trade, leaving American retailers scrambling and prices soaring. Suddenly, shelves that were once full are looking sparse, and choices are shrinking. It starts with one country banning exports, triggering panic buying, price spikes, and a domino effect across the world. Shoppers rush to stock up, fearing shortages, and that only makes the problem worse. A drought in Asia or a policy shift in South America now hits your supermarket in Ohio or Texas almost instantly. Weather disasters, political decisions, and even wars can disrupt the flow of food across continents. Tonight, we'll break down how this happened, spotlight the 7 grocery items most affected, and name the countries behind the bans. You'll see how global events are shaping what's available and affordable on your shelves. We'll connect the dots from foreign ports to your local Walmart checkout. Every item in your cart has a story, and tonight, we'll trace that journey. This isn't just about economics, it's about food security and the hidden weaknesses in our global supply chain. When one link breaks, the effects ripple out, sometimes in ways we never expected. The story of your grocery bill is now a global story. What happens in one corner of the world can change what you eat for dinner tonight. Understanding it is the first step to protecting your family's budget. Knowledge is power, and knowing where your food comes from can help you make smarter choices. Let's see how a decision thousands of miles away can double the price of dinner at your table. The impact is real, and it's happening right now, whether you notice it or not. Stay with us as we reveal the real reasons behind your rising grocery bill. We'll show you what's driving these changes and what you can do to adapt, because what you don't know can cost you. And tonight, we're making sure you're not left in the dark. What's an export ban? It's when a government blocks companies from selling certain goods abroad, usually to protect its own people during a crisis. Think of it as a nation putting itself first when food or medicine runs short. History is full of these moments, from the 1973 oil embargo to the scramble for medical supplies during COVID-19. The goal: keep prices down and shelves stocked at home. But when one country hoards, others suffer. Importers face sudden shortages and soaring prices, sparking a chain reaction. More countries join in, global supply shrinks, and prices skyrocket everywhere. What starts as self-preservation can spiral into a worldwide crisis. Even wealthy nations like the US aren't immune when the global food chain breaks. That's how a single export ban can empty shelves and double prices around the world. This year, major food-producing nations triggered a global crisis with a wave of export bans. India, the world's top rice exporter, cut off non-basmati rice, removing millions of tons from the market overnight. Indonesia halted palm oil exports, sending shockwaves through everything from cooking oil to cookies. Argentina restricted beef, Turkey blocked tomatoes, and Russia played politics with wheat. Sugar and onions joined the list as Brazil and others prioritized energy or faced poor harvests. Each ban tightened the global supply, making key ingredients scarce and expensive. The result? A perfect storm. 7 essential foods suddenly in short supply. American consumers, and especially Walmart shoppers, felt the impact almost immediately. This was a multi-front assault on the world's dinner tables. How does an export ban double your grocery bill? It's all about supply and demand. Take rice. India's ban slashed global supply, forcing US importers to pay more from other countries. Costs that land right on your receipt. That $9 bag of rice, now $18? Cooking oil followed the same path. Indonesia's ban sent prices for a gallon from $8 to $16. Beef, tomatoes, sugar, onions, Each saw prices jump as supply dried up. Retailers like Walmart can't absorb these costs, so they pass them on to you. It's not about quality or taxes, it's about scarcity. When a product becomes twice as hard to get, it becomes twice as expensive. The global chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and right now that link is breaking. The numbers are real, but the pain is personal. Every trip to the grocery store is a reminder that inflation isn't just a headline, it's a daily struggle for millions of Americans. Maria Sanchez, a mother of 3, says, "I used to stretch a bag of rice for weeks. It was a staple, something I could always count on to feed my family. Now I have to choose between rice and vegetables." For Maria and so many others, the choices at the store have become more difficult, and the sacrifices more frequent. David Chen, a student, points to empty shelves. "Cooking at home was my way to save. I used to plan meals around what was affordable and available. Now, even oil is a luxury." For students and families alike, basic ingredients are suddenly out of reach, forcing them to rethink how and what they eat. These stories echo across America. From big cities to small towns, shoppers are feeling the squeeze, and the anxiety is growing. A Consumer Federation survey found 68% of households are stressed by rising food prices, cutting back on essentials or dipping into savings. Many are skipping favorite foods, buying less meat, or relying on cheaper, less nutritious options just to get by. Dr. Carmen Reinhart, Harvard economist. "This is a classic supply shock. When the flow of goods is disrupted, prices surge, and everyone feels the impact. When major suppliers turn off the tap, the whole system goes into crisis." Global events, like war, drought, or trade disputes, can ripple through the supply chain, leaving shelves empty and prices high. Retailers are price takers, and so are you. No matter where you shop, the costs are passed down, and there's little anyone can do to avoid them. John Redding, supply chain analyst. "We built an efficient global food chain, but it's fragile. One weak link, and the whole system can falter. One political decision overseas, and we all pay. Trade policies, tariffs, and international conflicts can change the price of your groceries overnight. The lesson? Our food system's efficiency comes at the cost of resilience. We've prioritized speed and low prices, but that leaves us vulnerable when things go wrong. The crisis is a wake-up call. We need to diversify and strengthen our food sources. Supporting local farmers, growing community gardens, and investing in regional supply chains could help buffer future shocks. For now, families are left to make tough choices at the checkout. Every dollar counts, and every purchase is weighed more carefully than ever before. The impact is real, immediate, and deeply felt. It's not just about numbers, it's about dinner tables, family traditions, and peace of mind. And it's not going away soon. As the world changes, so too must the way we think about food, security, and the choices we make every day. Soaring grocery prices ripple far beyond your wallet. They fuel inflation, push the Federal Reserve to keep interest rates high, and squeeze businesses from restaurants to food banks. Politically, food price spikes are explosive. Voters demand action, and leaders scramble for solutions. High prices become campaign weapons and diplomatic headaches. The hardest hit? Low-income families, seniors, and communities of color who spend more of their income on food. Food insecurity rises and the gap between rich and poor widens. Internationally, export bans strain alliances and redraw trade maps. Countries rethink who they can trust for food. Even a single export ban can trigger global tension. The world's food system is more fragile and more political than ever, and the consequences are felt in every home. Imagine unfolding a world map and tracing the red lines that crisscross the globe, each one representing a vital supply route now blocked by sudden export bans. India's rice, Indonesia's palm oil, Argentina's beef, all abruptly cut off, leaving importers and consumers around the world scrambling to find alternatives and fill the gaps. In the United States, we depend on these imports not just for variety, but for price stability and access to specialty items, like fragrant basmati rice or grass-fed beef that's hard to source locally. A simple chart tells the story. Rice, cooking oil, and beef prices at Walmart and other major retailers have doubled, sometimes overnight. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a staggering 100% jump, hitting wallets hard and forcing families to rethink their shopping lists. The animated map makes the cause clear. Disrupted supply lines from just a handful of countries can send shockwaves through the entire system, affecting millions. The economic impact is visible in every chart and spreadsheet, a direct hit to your grocery budget, making every trip to the store a careful calculation. Today, a policy decision made in New Delhi or Jakarta can have a bigger impact on your dinner table than anything decided in Washington. Our food system is truly global, and that means it's also more vulnerable than ever before. These visuals drive home a simple truth. We're all connected in this vast network, and the entire chain is only as strong as its weakest link. When one part breaks, the shock is felt everywhere, forcing families to adapt, change meal plans, and sometimes make do with less. The disruption is real, and it's reshaping how we feed our families, one meal at a time. Can we fix this? Experts say it'll take diplomacy, smarter policy, and long-term planning. The US is negotiating behind the scenes, offering aid or trade deals to ease bans. International organizations like the WTO could help set rules and mediate disputes. We need better early warning systems for crop failures and climate shocks. At home, boosting domestic production and investing in agricultural innovation can build resilience. Vertical farming, drought-resistant crops, and incentives for key staples are part of the solution. Diversifying import sources is crucial. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Building new trade relationships takes time, but this crisis proves it's necessary. The goal, a food system that can absorb shocks, not collapse under them. The work starts now, before the next crisis hits. In the end, this global crisis hits home at your dinner table. Doubled prices mean tough choices, tighter budgets, and more stress for millions of families. The lesson? Food security can't be taken for granted, even in America. Stay informed, plan your budget, and support local producers when you can. Talk about these issues. Awareness is the first step to change. Share your story, your experience matters. Together, we can push for a more secure, fair food system. The conversation starts here, and it's one we all need to have.